Hey guys, it's Robert here for Pensare Basketball and for the Basketball Zone, here to break down a very tough loss, another one on the road, another blowout, this time to the Indiana Pacers, 114-97. Here are my three takeaways. So my first takeaway of the night is going to be about Scottie Barnes. We're going to keep it positive, and positive for the Raptors is Scottie Barnes, a man among boys. Honestly, I get it, right? Some people look at the stats, they look at the box scores, they're box score watchers, right? They say 17.7, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. What do you want about Rob? This guy had 25 points. This guy had 30 points. It's not about the numbers, guys. It's how he's getting the numbers. It's about how he's shifting defenses. It's how he's creating space, right? And yeah, you might say I have rose-colored glasses on because he is one of my favorite players, but he's one of my favorite players for a reason. The argument sort of defeats itself, right? Because at the end of the day, this guy is doing things that rookies should not be able to do. Some of the things that he does are pretty obvious, like manipulating a smaller guy in the post, but some of them are not. And a lot of rookies learn, probably by All-Star break, where to spot gaps in defenses so that they're not barreling into the paint 3-on-1. I don't know, think Precious Achua, right? Gary Trent, guys like that. Young players, it takes a while for them to figure out where to pick up their spots. Scottie doesn't just know where to pick his spots. For the most part, he's actually creating spots. He's creating mismatches. He's creating shifts. He's angling and manipulating the defense in a way that I just haven't seen a rookie do, man. He's doing things that Luka Doncic was doing in year 3, and that was considered very impressive for Luka to be doing in year 3. So once that jump shot comes alive, and once he's handed keys to the offense, look out, because the Raptors have a superstar, like a super duper star on their hands. So if you want a positive note for the night, it's got to be Scottie Barnes. My second takeaway of the night is, where's the depth? I believe there are guys on this bench that probably should not be in the rotation. I'm a big Malachi Flynn guy. I do believe in him long term, but he doesn't look like the guy right now. In this offense, he looks a little bit lost. I would argue it's probably a lot to do with the play style and the rhythm that the starters are, establishing, because the bench does come into the game and the game is already kind of in its flow and everyone's going one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three, and that's not conducive to a team that's low on talent, right? There's no Carmelo Anthony, there's no Jabari Parker. So even on the lower end, there's not even a guy like that on that second unit. It's just a lot of guys that are going to rely on gap, space, ball movement, and motion to create, little leaks. They're going to rely on defense, hustle, and the starting lineup is not creating that trend. And honestly, the second unit is just really young. It's really young, and I would like to see. I know it's not great for development, but I would like to see Goran Dragic get another crack at the rotation. He's looked good at times this season. He certainly has not looked as bad as Malachi Flynn has looked the last couple of games, and yeah, I would just like to see that, because I think it's sending the wrong message to the locker room that we're not that concerned about winning right now. Because it's like, if you're not concerned about winning, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you developing? Like, if you're developing, why are you playing Fred VanVleet like 38 minutes a night? Why are you rushing Pascal Siakam back this hard? Like, if you're developing, then develop. Like, don't half and half it, right? And Masai Ujiri has said in the past he doesn't want to be in no man's land. Well, 12th place in the East means no man's land right now, right? Because the East has never been stronger. So my third takeaway of the night is, this is a good team. The Indiana Pacers are a decent team. When we did our season breakdown, we had them pretty much finishing around the Raptors place, like 8th, 9th. And this is a team that has underperformed due to injuries and due to the players who've been out for them. And they're getting healthy slowly. I think we caught them when they didn't have Malcolm Brogdon one game and they were not healthy. And the Raptors caught a few teams like that. And now these teams are getting healthy. At some point that Ben Simmons situation is going to resolve itself in Philadelphia. The Atlanta Hawks are going to stop being so terrible, right? And the Raptors are going to be not only at 12th or 11th place or 13th place team in the East in a stacked Eastern Conference, but they're also going to be battling uphill against teams that just have a little bit more talent than they do, and or have a bit of a a cushion in the standings, and you just don't want to be fighting uphill. So how good is the East? Well, the East has been the dominant conference for the first time in 23 years, 24 years. And for a lot of you, it's never happened. You've never watched basketball when the Eastern Conference was better and not the Eastern Conference. And that's really going back to Jordan 90s. Like that's old school. And frankly, the 2000s, 2010s, it's been very heavily West. And that's why LeBron was in the finals every single year, because the East it was the Eastern Conference for a reason. But right now, the Raptors have a choice. I think they have a choice, right? You're choosing not to play Goran Dragic, so obviously I'm assuming that development is important. You can't have your cake and eat it too. At some point, I think around the All-Star break, and you can let me know in the comments below if you agree with this, but I think at some point this team is going to have to make a choice. And if they're going to choose to fight for whatever the hell they're fighting for, 8th, 7th, 6th, a chance at a title, whatever they're fighting for, a chance to advance in the playoffs, because there's certainly some guys who've been there, done that on this team. It's not a completely young team. This is not OKC, with KD in first year, this is not that young team. There's a lot of guys on here who have championship experience. So if your goal is to go for that, then go for that. Trade Dragic, trade Boucher, trade a pick, get back a serviceable center, or a wing, get back something that you can use to facilitate, to clarify the direction of this team, or start sitting some guys out and stop playing Fred VanVleet 38, 39 minutes and burning him out. Start getting Scottie the ball a little bit more, start giving, I don't know if they're already doing it, but giving Flynn and Precious Achiuwa more minutes, because obviously those guys need it. I'd like to see a little bit of David Johnson. I think he's really an untapped gem that the Raptors have on the back end of their roster. I'd like to see Pascal probably rest a little bit more with that shoulder. I don't necessarily love him coming back and ramping up the minutes so quickly. And yeah, I think this team just, I would hate to think that at the end of the year we finish, 11th in the East, because that's going to be like a 10th pick, right? With how good the East is, it's going to be like a 10th, 9th pick. And this draft this is not 2021, right? The talent is right in the top 5. So getting a 9th or 10th pick in this draft would just be a lost season, and no playoffs, no play-in, no experience. So I'd really like this team to kind of commit to a direction so that we as fans can kind of understand and stop beating our heads every single time we lose a game to the Indiana Pacers. So those are my takeaways. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but let me know in the comments below. Something really cool happened this morning. It was my birthday today, and Pensare Basketball, we've just been, I think, live for about 12 days now. We just crossed 100 subscribers. That's pretty cool. And so thank you all for checking that out. Check out Basketball Zone here. Hit the subscribe button, hit like on this video. And again, in the comments, let me know what you think. Are the Raptors, what's the ceiling on this team? Let that be the discussion point today. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.